Hey, this is Wayne Belial, and it's been a technology day. Welcome to another smart profit maximizing moment, even if we are a bit late. For whatever reason, my phone decided today was going to be a good day not to work very well, so I had to restart it, which takes for flipping ever. Anyways, today we're going to talk about the importance of weekly delegation meetings, maybe. I don't know exactly what's going on with my iPad now. Interesting. Tell you what, it really has been a technology day. Anyways, again, let me introduce myself. My name is Wayne Belial. I'm the founder of a local CPA firm. We specialize in helping small business owners. There, I sound better. Just trying to get my phone to work and everything to work, and forgot I had the headphone in. We specialize in small businesses. We help them do three things. We help them file their tax returns correctly and with as little red flags as humanly possible. We help them save taxes. That's the second thing we do. We do tax planning. We've saved our business clients over $4.3 million in the last 3 years, all legally. And the third thing we do has to do with why we do these videos. We help our business owners make more money, all right, through profit maximizing. That's what the job is. At the end of the day, we're all in business of making a profit, whether we want to say so or not. Without a profit, our business doesn't succeed, all right? Today, we're going to talk about the importance of weekly delegation meetings. Look, if you're going to have anything, now let me tell a story first. I got to Magnolia Coca-Cola, walked in, was a flipping mess. Let's be honest, it was a mess. I was almost turned the job down because I thought, a company that large has to have their act together. I was wrong. What happens is when you're large, you have an abundance of, you have an excess of sales to cover an abundance of sins. And they had them. Everything was wrong. And I attacked them like I should, because I was a doer. It's what I do. I solve problems. Problem at that place is $400 million company, too much for me to do. So I had to start delegating. I had to work with my employees who weren't working as hard as I was. I was doing 7 days a week. They were leaving at 5, getting there whenever the hell they felt like getting there. So we had a lot of turnover in the very first few months while I got my team together. But after I got my team together, the key was getting things done. I talked to you earlier about special project teams, and that was where we did. So two of the biggest problems that everybody has that has employees, the biggest problems they have managing them is reviewing employees' work and coaching them towards towards performing at the desired level, and secondly, keeping track of what you've delegated them and having them work on what needs to be worked on now. All right. Most business owners hire employees, throw them at the job, and then manage by exception. In other words, they wait for the employee to mess up and they go, I got you. You don't mean to probably, but that's the only time they ever see you is when you go, aha, or hey, what the hell are you doing? That's crazy. You can't do that. Why did you do that? Well, you didn't tell them otherwise, okay? You just threw them in there. Don't even start me on annual reviews, all right? They're misused. And truthfully, in the best case, they don't work because there's such a time delay between the performance and the feedback, okay? In the worst case, they cause a tremendous amount of bad feelings and hurt employee morale tremendously. If the business owner doesn't guide employees to work on what matters to the business owner, the employees start to do what they think is important or what they know how to do, all right? Think about that a minute. If you're not going to tell them what to do, they're going to do what they're comfortable doing or what they think should be done, all right? This is usually not what you need done. A better way is to meet with your key employees and have your managers meet with their staff weekly. During this meeting, here's how we attack it. Now, what I'm saying, by the way, I found that I could successfully manage about 4 employees, 4 to 5, all right, by myself. Above that, I had to have a manager who reported to me. So in truth, in my area, I had 4 department managers that reported to me. They had their key employees report to them, and then so on and so on. So every single employee reported to somebody on a delegation meeting who it went up to me, okay? A better way, here's how I did it. I created a list of tasks. I sat down, do it online now, obviously. If something like Smartsheet works wonderfully, where you keep a list of tasks, Google Docs, whatever is comfortable for you. I used, in the old days, before that, in the 80s when I was at Coca-Cola, I used a 3-ring binder with a section for each of my employees. That still works too. I'll be honest with you, all right? So I would sit down and have the list of tasks broken down into their major job categories, okay? It was important for me to have their major job categories because this was a tool weekly to remind my employees what I considered the major areas of their responsibility. The first time you meet with them, schedule a time and ask the employee to bring to you a list of items they are working on. In the first meeting with the employee, explain what you're doing and what the process is you will be following. This sends a signal to the employee that from now on, you will be meeting with them weekly to see what has been accomplished. Okay, that by itself gets tons done. All right. Plus, when an employee has access to the boss, it's proven they're much happier. All right. So you take a little bit of time every week and you sit down with them. That's all. All right. You want to educate and develop a team feeling based on working together to meet the customer's needs. Remember, at the end of the day, it's all about the customer. If we don't have a customer, it's called the hobby. Next, we fill out a form together asking all the items that you have for them and the items that they've brought in. So we fill out a form with everything that they have in it. We just basically list them all right? And we decide what's going to be accomplished in the next week. Number the tasks in the order you and the employee agree on. This is an excellent time to explain why something is important and ensure that the employee understands why we're doing things in the order we're doing. Agree on how long the project should take. This gives the employee of how long you think it should take. Let them tell you how long they think a project will take. Often they will agree to a time shorter than you expect. If they say it will take longer than you estimate, this is a great time to ask why. There may be something you didn't know or you hadn't thought of, or they may not understand what you want. This is key. I've made this mistake. I'm busy at tax season, handing something over to an employee. Kind of lost track. They were working on something. I didn't know. I knew I needed to go check on them, but I broke my own rules and didn't meet with them. I go in, they've been on something for 4 days that I thought should take 4 hours. My fault, not theirs. I didn't tell them what I expected. And what's supposed to happen is if they get into it and realize it's going to take more than 4 hours, they're supposed to come to you or come to me as the manager and say, well, I must be missing something or you are. In that case, I was. I didn't realize what kind of a mess we had, and I needed to call the client and say, what you think it's going to cost is going to cost a heck of a lot more, or do you want to take this and clean it up? But by that time, it was already too late. We had invested time. I sometimes have longer, complicated projects for employees to do, such as opening a new store, launching a new marketing campaign, designing a website, so on and so on. I give the project its own section and list as many steps as I can think of at this time. I'll then give the total project an estimated completion date and note the steps I expect to see completed each week. All right. On the next week and every week after, I will schedule the meeting, try to keep it the same day, but be flexible as needed. Kind of learned to do it early Monday morning or late Friday afternoon. Matter of fact, I tended to do both. I tended to do a planning meeting on Monday morning and see what the heck happened on Friday afternoon so I could plan on Saturday what I wanted to have done Monday so I'd be prepared. All right. Now, I learned from being an employee, the first half hour of Monday is pretty useless. The last hour of Friday is pretty useless. Might as well use them for meetings because employees come in, they talk about their weekend or what they're going to do or, so on and so on. Ask them to bring last week's, once you've scheduled the meeting, ask them to bring last week's list and any new projects they're working on. See what they have completed and scratch it off the list. Find out what problems they have. Give feedback and coaching as needed. Notice the difference. I'm coaching them every week as opposed to waiting till the end of the year as stupid annual reviews. They're useless in my opinion. This should happen weekly rather than only once or twice a year. I just said that. Add new projects. Prioritize the coming week's work on the list. Be sure the employee agrees. Once they do, they will work hard not to miss a deadline. This I saw. Finally, bring up any items that you observe that need to be fixed. This can be anything, such as being late or excessive personal calls. Just a phone, treat it carefully. All right. Hey, I noticed you were late quite a bit. Anything going on that I need to know? Because that sometimes was. I had one of my best employees had trouble getting the kids to school and getting to work on time. So we just moved her start time back 15 minutes, take the pressure off her, and I didn't have to notice. All right. This is very effective because of a very short time frame between the event and when you speak to them. All right. But do not use this meeting for a formal reprimand. That should be handled in a separate meeting. That was all. Repeat weekly. And you notice if you really go back and study what I put in here, this is a heck of a lot better way to delegate things because it's not dumping. Dumping is a matter of, it was on my list, now it's on yours. Come back to me when it's done. I don't have to think about it anymore. This is designed to get the whole team working together to accomplish what needs to be done for the customer. Hey, until next time, this is Wayne Belial saying, let's make this our most profitable year ever. I almost hope the technology works tomorrow.